If you're a contractor sick and tired of wasting time on dead-end Facebook leads, underpriced jobs, or begging for referrals, listen up. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how smart contractors are using local SEO or search engine optimization to dominate Google Maps and get free, high-quality jobs from homeowners already searching while everyone else keeps chasing for scraps. So what you're going to learn in this video is, one, what local SEO really is and why it's the fastest way for you to get your phone ringing from people who are serious buyers. Two, why Google sends jobs to your competitors and how you're going to flip that in your favor. And then three, how to land your first 5 jobs from Google without spending $1 on ads, Home Advisor, or any other lead broker. Let's get into it. So let's start with the basics, because most contractors are either have never heard of local SEO or they think it's some type of buzzword that marketing companies use to steal their money, right? Local SEO is simply the process of getting your business to show up when somebody types in your service near me inside Google, right? So they hop on Google, they do a search, I need this, and somebody close by me, okay? It's what determines who shows up in the 3-pack of businesses in the Google Maps and who essentially gets left behind, right? Now, why does it matter and how does it pay? 46% of Google searches all have local intent. So like you got half the people out there searching for something that you do, trying to find businesses that are close by. So local intent. 78% of local mobile searches lead to a purchase or job inquiry, right? People looking for your services within 24 hours of that service. So these are people that are high intent, ready to buy. And here's the biggest kicker. Contractors who rank in the top 3 spots on Google Maps, they get 60-70% of those clicks, right? So if you're not there, your competitors are. Well, 70% of that, 15% of those turns into actual calls, and then that turns into more business, more jobs, more revenue for your business. Which leads us in the next section and the big question of why Google's sending your jobs to your competitors. Now, this is the part that stings, but it really is the truth. Contractors that are beating you on Google, they're not always necessarily better than you. They're usually sometimes not even cheaper than you, and they probably don't even do better work. They just do these 3 things that Google actually cares about. So one is a dialed in Google business profile. Okay, we're going to put GBP here, optimized. You would think being a 15-year teacher I could write better than this. What does that mean to have the optimized Google business profile? Number one, that means having an accurate NAP. What is a NAP? That's simply your name, address, and phone number, making sure it matches your website and it's not outdated. So address, everything's updated. The same as your Google business profile is the same as on your website and your social media channels. All that's the same and it matches, okay? Second are your categories. All right, service areas, photos, and reviews, right? So they consistently update and have the correct categories. They make sure their service areas filled out complete, or services are filled out completely. Their service areas are marked where they clearly service. They consistently upload photos to Google business profile, and they actually get consistent reviews, okay? And then they do these updates with photos and on Google business profile weekly, as well as get reviews weekly and on every job, okay? Those are hugely important when it comes to ranking, right? Because incomplete Google business profiles rarely show up in the top 3 when it comes to Google Map Packs because they haven't filled out everything completely. Second big thing is you have a website that is locally optimized, okay? I'm just gonna put op there. Your website doesn't have to be fancy, right? It just needs to be very clear about what you're actually doing, okay? So you wanna use local keywords and titles. Okay, so the title of your website, we're just going to say use local keywords. So let's say like I'm a fence contractor in Pelham, Alabama. Super simple, right? Or most trusted roofing contractor in Nashville, Tennessee, or Franklin, Tennessee. All right, you want to make sure that what you do, your service, plus the area you're in, is super simple and very clear on what you actually do. And of course, it works really well and looks good on a mobile device. Because remember, majority of your searches are coming from mobile devices, okay? Second part of that too is your home page, okay? Clearly shows these things: who you are, what you do, where you're located, right? Where you do business, where you do service, and why they should trust you. Okay, that's hugely important on your homepage, because the majority of people aren't going to make it past this page, right? They're going to get on that page, and if you can't tell them who you are, what you do, where you are, and why they should trust you, they're going to bounce off. And of course, the last part of an optimized website is it fast? Okay, probably can't see that, but make sure you look down. Make sure you know that your website's fast, because if people are having to wait longer than 2 seconds, because we're impatient nowadays, they're going to move on to a new website or a new person. All right, so keep that in mind. Third part is reviews. Okay, and why Google's sending your competitors jobs versus you. Okay, now Google, when it comes to reviews, right, they weigh this based on quantity, frequency, heavily. Okay, so you want consistent reviews coming in, which means it needs to be built into your processes. You need to be not afraid to ask for a review. And when you do ask for this, you simply want to look at people and go, all right, hey, hey, customer John, whatever your name is, I want to make sure that we provide you a great experience, and I felt like if we gave you a 5-star experience, would you be willing to share that with others on Google? Yeah, absolutely, whatever. You give them a link, you give them a quick text, a QR code, and have them do it right then and there before you leave the job site, and it will increase the amount of reviews you get. When you increase the amount of reviews you get, increases your rankings, which means you're going to get more phone calls for your business. Okay, so the way to think about it is you want to aim for about 40 plus reviews if you're starting out. Obviously 100 plus is the goal, right? 100 and keep going. But let's say your competitor has 50 reviews and you've got 3 from like 5 years ago. Google is going to assume that competitor is more active, right? So most businesses with 40 plus Google reviews typically get like on average, like 50 plus increase in map visibility on average. So that's going to get you more calls. So don't forget, make sure you're getting reviews. Now, if you've been in business for a long time and you have low in reviews, best thing to do to kind of get this up and going, and we've done this for a client of ours before, where they've been in business for like 8 years and they had 7 reviews. In 8 years, they should have had like 100. So what we did was just send out a simple text campaign asking their clients, like, hey, if you've had a great experience with us over the past year, or, whatever time frame it is, do you mind leaving your experience on Google, right? And then we sent that out and allowed customers to go on Google and leave a review. We went from 7 to 53 in 4 weeks, and that helped boost them in the map rankings and increase their call volume. But I think like 10 to 15 more calls a month, just because we had people leaving reviews. So now, how does local SEO actually turn this into your first 5 jobs when doing all of these strategies, so you can get that free extra 25 to 50K revenue for your business, which is absolutely huge? So we're going to break this down into 4 steps. So step number 1 is fully optimize Google Business Profile, right? We talked about this in the beginning, all right, in your Google BPP. Okay, that's fill out everything. You think after 15 years of teaching, I could actually write. Fill out everything. Update photos often, okay? Weekly, posting photos, and then add service descriptions in your city, okay? All right, bad handwriting. All right, step 2, ask for reviews. I'm just going to put ask. Honestly, there's many ways you can do this. Ask after the job, text a review link, screenshot reviews from your sites, send them an email multiple times afterwards, send them one 6 months from now, ask them how their experience was, and ask them to share that with others. Hugely important. So step 3, local keywords to your website. So what you want to have is things like fence contractor in Pelham, or roofing contractor in Woodstock, Georgia, or and I say Woodstock, like you don't want to say Atlanta, or you don't want to say Cumming, Georgia, like you want to be Woodstock, or I'm trying to think of another city around in that area. Make sure that it's the area in which your business is located, because you want to do one location, one service first, and then as you rank out, then you'll go. And I know most contractors will be like, well, I'm in this area, but it's not really who I service. I service this area. Doesn't matter. Start with one location, and the more authority you build there, you can spread out to the area in which that you service the most. And then last 2 parts of this, when you're adding this content, these keywords to your website, is use natural language that your client would actually search for. Okay, don't just keyword stuff it with big language and jargon that they're not going to understand. Make sure it's common to things that they're actually going to search. And then 2, don't overdo it. People call this keyword stuffing. where they just shove as many keywords as they can on the website, and Google sees that as irrelevant or sees it as keyword stuffing or somebody just trying to rank and manipulate the algorithm. So they'll actually negatively affect you. Make sure it's just natural and it's super helpful and provides a great experience for your potential homeowners. And step 4, this is the one thing that nobody ever wants to hear. Stay consistent. Weekly updates from Google Business Profile. One new local blog post or project spotlight you have monthly, put it on your Google Business Profile, and then check your rankings with additional softwares that can help you, like Local Falcon, Bright Local, Ahrefs. All those can really help you with that. But honestly, the best thing to do is just look at your Google Business Profile stats and look at your Google Search Console stats. Those are raw data straight from Google, and honestly, our SEO specialists use that to determine anything before they even go into other softwares like, Local Falcon or Ahrefs. So now you have the blueprint to outrank 99% of your contractors, where you're getting the 50+ reviews, the active Google Business Profile, local keywords, and consistency, while your competitors are just stuck at like 5 or 6 reviews. They're outdated Google Business Profile. They got generic website, and of course they just randomly post, if they post at all, in their Google Business Profile. All these local SEO strategies are going to equal free leads for your business, and then you can stop overpaying for junk leads with Home Advisor, and your business will kind of stop feeling like an actual grind and start feeling like a business that you want. And of course, if you need help with any of these strategies at all, or need a marketing company that you can rely on, click the link in the description of this YouTube video. You can actually book a call with me, and we can talk about a strategy, what it looks like for implementing this like over a 12-month period, so you can actually beat out your competitors and start getting those free leads from Google. Till next time.